Let me ask you, if you have something that is so important, such an incredible tip that has the potential to save someone's life, do you hold on to it yourself or do you share it to the world? I'm Tam and I'm from Why You Can Too and the Avatar Collective. There's no mistakes that you're on this, watching this video right now, because our stories do matter. And I'm a prime example of that. Throughout my life, there's been many obstacles that have come, but with the incredible mindset that I do have, I've been able to send the energy to the desired outcome and achieve the result that we need. And there's no mistakes right now that this is happening again. However, I'm getting tired and worn out of proving who I am, because I'm wise enough. There's been many stories that I've been through, many obstacles I've overcome. I have so much wisdom in so many different aspects and so many different realities of our life that it is so invaluable to share, because guess what? You have a story too, and our stories matter and our voices matter. So in order to actually help other people, it's really important and imperative that we do share. So we have the flexibility of these things like video right now to be able to get it out there to the world. Recently, we've had another massive obstacle, like a Mack truck, thrown our way. And yes, I'm doing my own healing through different modalities to help stop these massive obstacles coming. But for now, we're still on the journey of overcoming yet another obstacle that's almost taken us out. You see, over 2 times during hospitalization of our beautiful daughter, we nearly lost her life over those 2 times. Actually, it was more than 2 times, it was several times. The thing that actually helped us was my ability to know Ryan's rule, that it existed, how to access, and to be able to take the action to facilitate the change and necessary action to be able to save her life, to get another opinion. I'm so grateful that many years ago, my path crossed this beautiful couple, Grant and Naomi Day, who had a tragedy themselves, where their 6-month-old Kyron presented at a hospital with what they thought was gastritis, the doctors. However, mum and dad knew that there was something else and tried to call out and scream out to get extra help and assistance and another set of eyes. And back then, nothing was available, so no one actually took them seriously. And by the time they actually recognized it, it was too late. And their beautiful boy has now become an angel who looks down on us. I met them years ago through our drowning advocacy and through Tony Robbins' community as well. Our paths have crossed, and I can see now that there was absolutely no mistakes that our paths crossed. So because what Naomi and Grant have done, have spoken out and advocated and created rules. The rule that they've created is actually in New South Wales. It's known as the REACH program, and we have a similar program here in Queensland known as Ryan's Rule. Now, Ryan's Rule was created as a result of a little boy who also suffered, and the parents tried to advocate, tried to speak up for the little boy who didn't have a voice, and by then it was too late as well. So sadly, these lives are actually being lost in the hospital system, and it continues nowadays, and it's actually happening in so many different states. However, in Queensland and New South Wales, we're so fortunate that we actually have these rules in place that not many people are aware of. When I share the story that we've been on in the last 6 weeks, and I share how I needed to call Ryan's Rule 2 times to save our daughter's life, to get another set of eyes, which revealed a bowel obstruction 1 time, and then major infection, which should have been taken on the sepsis pathway another time. That extra set of eyes caused the investigation to carry out, to get the x-rays, the CT scans, what was needed to see what was going on, so that then they could actually help her. Before then, the poor nurses were feeling so helpless in that position. It's just, I'm traumatized by seeing how they reacted and how they did not have the power to be able to speak up, how, they were waiting for the doctors. It's just insane, the helplessness that they felt, and I could see the terror in their eyes. And so that extra set of eyes, by calling the Ryan's Rule, which instigated the change, the actions, is something that was needed, and most definitely saved our daughter's life. If the same incidents happened in other states, we would be having more than likely a different outcome right now. So we are about to embark on a media campaign. We are waiting for the freedom of information for the medical documents to be released so that we can verify everything that has gone on, so that it can come from truth, which is fair enough. It takes about 8 weeks for that to happen. So we're being patient and waiting. So we are about to embark on that. We will be doing TV advertising as well to create the awareness of Ryan's Rule, as well as the REACH program. And I'll elaborate a little bit more on how to access that in a moment before we do the media as well, so that you are aware, and you then, once you actually know something, you have the tool in your toolbox to be able to access if you need it, and you can save more lives. And I really would love if you could share this as well, because until we do the media or some kind of TV advertising, this is it. This is what we've got going on. In other states, sadly, they don't have these laws in place as yet, but because of our stories and our stories matter, and the ability that we are using to speak up and share our stories, because we don't believe that things happen to us, they happen for us. So there's a reason why this has happened, because I am an advocator. I do speak up. I do change laws. I've changed many archaic laws because I'm under the belief that I leave legacies and I'm going to make this life count. So there's no mistakes that this has happened. Sadly, we're dealing with it now and all the emotions that come with it. And our daughter is still on the brink of having more surgery to correct complications that she's been going through. I have no doubt that we will get through this, and we have the faith because we have the ability to call Ryan's Rule when we don't feel that adequate care is provided. So what is it? What is Ryan's Rule? Ryan's Rule is available to us all. In Queensland, by calling 13 Health, quoting Ryan's Rule, they will then ask you the questions of the patient who is in the hospital. I might add that this is only to be used when you feel that adequate care is not being provided to actually help maintain life. So it's not for broken arm when you're waiting in the hospital queue at the emergency centre and you feel that you're waiting too long. This is for life-saving care. So when you feel that you can see that life is compromised and you feel that the care is not provided, you can call 13 Health, quote Ryan's Rule, provide the patient's number. This is whilst they're in the hospital, and they will ask you a few simple questions, and then straight away they start the process. They have a team known as the CTC team, which will go in and investigate and provide the actions, what they think is needed to be able to see what is going on, whether that's an X-ray, CT scan, MRI, whatever that is in that case. And then they will determine that, and they will provide the action that actually helps save the life. So in our case, that is exactly what we needed, because bowel obstructions and major complications to do with temperatures and infections do kill, sadly. So we are very grateful that I had the know-how, the knowledge on how to do this, how to access it, and to implement the actions required to help save our daughter. You know, and we had to do this. I had to call Ryan's Rule 2 times in 2 days. There was another time that we should have called it. However, our beautiful daughter was in hospital and didn't want to disturb us. It was late at night. She didn't have the ability to actually reach out on her phone or to talk because she was screaming in so much pain. The X-ray had been ordered. However, the X-ray ordered at 8 p.m. and it was 4 a.m. by the time the X-ray came out, because sadly, a lot of what's happened to her has happened on weekends, and also when they call X-rays, the emergency team actually comes first, and then the patients in the ward come second for some strange reason. But what we've experienced is during the time, through the lack of communication within the hospital system, particularly on weekends when they have limited staff on board, which bamboozles me because I just don't understand that whatsoever. So on a Monday, they will come in and the team will say, oh my goodness, why didn't you call us? Whereas no one had called them on the weekend, because they put the faith in the staff on the weekends, which are limited, that are junior staff that might not have the expertise or the skills to notice what's going on. So we've got to take ownership of ourselves, because I mean, for me, I don't have the faith in the hospital system. we have had no choice but to have our daughter there because she's needed the pain relief that we adequately cannot provide at home, as well as the drip and everything that needs to sustain her life in the hospital system. We don't have the ability to have that at home, which is why she was in the hospital to begin with. However, when you lack faith in the system, and it is just mind-boggling. So we need to know and understand the power of Ryan's rule, the effectiveness of it, and how it can help save lives. So if you feel that this has touched your heart, your soul, just a slight little bit, I'd really love it if you can do us a favor and help share it so we can spread more awareness until we do the media campaign and the advertising, because every little bit helps. Life is so very precious, of which I'm reminded again and time again. It is my focus and desire to help others avoid the pain and suffering that we've been through, because otherwise, if we continue to do the same thing over and over and over and expect a different result, that is the definition of insanity. We've been through this. We want to help you avoid it. So please, 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 from the bottom of my heart, do what you can to share this video to create the awareness so that we can be the change in the world that we need to see. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Tam from Why You Can Too and the Avatar Collective. There's no mistakes that you're watching this video, and let's do what we can to be the change in the world we need to see. Have a beautifully blessed day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.